morning to you too. The
All right.
Magnificent Morning Show.
Okay. Hello. Hello. All right. Listen, I got a question for you, but I'm gonna keep that other part. I got to leave the good part for later. I'm looking at the Department of Education. I'm looking at
Mhm.
because we know some federal workers. We know some people that work in IRS or work in various parts, whether Social Security, whatever the case may be, to help us and to achieve. I'm talking about like the local offices and the local places that we go and we need help. Medical. What is that? HUD. We need HUD. Section 8. There's a lot of things. The Department of Agriculture, food stamps. They think that is something when people I've experienced. I know what food stamps is. My mama, I wasn't ashamed to go to the store with that book because I knew it fed us. Sometimes you just ain't got. I ain't got no pride. I got pride. But there were some kids that were. Kids can be cruel and horrible. And
Mhm.
yeah, we could. We was terrible. We tease each other. They was on food stamp, but they make sure they can. They'll they'll talk about you. But then, make a long story short, what do you think about what this man is doing? You know who we talking about, the orange man. Before I get to good part of why I got you, why I'm glad that you're here. I want you to talk about the state of how we are and what's going on in the country, if you might.
I think, in my opinion, I think he's trying to. You know how Tiffany he is like trying to starve. She's starving the people. I think he wants to starve the people. I think he really wants to get us like Russia. And it starts with eggs today. What's tomorrow, right? If he doesn't stop what he's doing, we all going to be in some kind of line.
Yeah,
So it's scary.
yeah, yeah.
And then as kids, we saw our parents go through things, but we was kind of disconnected from it because it wasn't us personally. But now we're adults and seeing this, it's like, whoa, how did our parents, our grandparents get through certain
Right.
things in life?
Because if you remember, and I know you could, when our parents they went to work, we looked forward to Friday. We knew there
Yes.
was payday. I ain't lying. Some folks don't know just the joy we knew that somebody was going to the grocery store or
Yeah.
have been before they got home from work. I knew when I saw the jitney cab pull up to the house, I knew we had to get in line because we had to get an assembly line, and you could take $65 and fill your whole house with
Mm.
groceries for a month
Yep.
almost back then, whatever back then. You know them prices, and we had the candy store, and all those other little things,
Yeah.
and we were poor, but we didn't know it. I didn't know we was poor. I didn't know that. We
I
had something to eat every day, and we
mhm.
had what we had. We wasn't really out in fat. But nowadays, if your kids are not labeled up and looking like whatever they got, looking like the dead people to me, I saw something. I'm not talking about folks. I'm just saying men too. I mean, vanity. I mean, these,
Mhm.
all this stuff that's going on. They got to have name brand underwear. They showing their drawers, and we didn't do that back in the day. But now,
Mhm.
can you just tell me? Because people don't think that we had those experiences. Can you tell those folks that how we live versus what we see this foolishness that we see today?
Hey, first of all, I didn't know what a computer was until I was getting to high school. So, and a personal handheld, I would never have known what that was until I had kids. Back in the day, I remember we had shopping carts pushing that little buggy to the laundromat, to the grocery store.
You remember? Okay, come on. Because they don't believe it. Oh man, you did laundry on Saturday. You didn't
Yep.
do
And
no cleaning up on Sunday. You better not do nothing on Sunday. She'll kill you. Go
nope.
ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Yep.
ahead. Go ahead. You know I ain't lying.
And that's
I ain't mean to.
that's a
Okay.
true fact. We definitely couldn't
Mhm.
wash them clothes. Even to my mother, when
Uh,
my mother even passed away, we still couldn't
mhm,
wash in her house. And she wasn't cleaning on
mhm.
no Sunday. But back
Hey,
then,
did you iron
mm,
sheets? Did you iron sheets? Have
I
you
didn't
ever
earn
heard of
no
it? My
sheets.
mother
But
made
my
my
grandmother
mother made
did.
us. Ooh, my mama made my sisters hated laundry day because I couldn't. My job was just to take the garbage out. They hated me. They hated me with a passion. All you do is take the garbage out. That's it. I sit on the porch, lollipop or whatever. The ice cream man come. I give them a little twos and
Uh-huh.
brews, and they be mad. They have to clean that house
Mhm.
before they do anything on Saturday. But I
Yes.
knew that at a certain time, by like 3 o'clock, they get a chance to go to the show, and they done cooked up with their girlfriends. My sisters, them, that got the straightening comb and the curlers, and they going out and they going to have them a nice time. Do you remember the days when we used to have fun?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go
yes.
ahead. Come on,
Yes.
tell the folks that we used to have fun. Now you from up north? Are you okay? Now I'm from Chicago. I
Okay.
went to Carver. Where did you go to school?
I went to
I want to
Inglewood.
know. See, so you was
I
over there
grew up
on
in
that that
Inglewood.
that west south, the southwest side.
It
Inglewood is very important to now Chicago. Now that is the hub of emergency services. When you hear Inglewood and North, and Maine is the North, is the dividing line. Is that Madison and State or
Ma
Madison or something? Come on, help
Madison
me out.
Estate.
You from Inglewood? You know Inglewood was the premier shopping area
Oh, back
in the
in the
city
day.
of Chicago. Am I
Yeah.
lying, sister? Halsted
You're
Street
not
and 60.
lying.
What? Come on. Do you know anything about the roads? You know,
On the west side?
on the south side of the
The
Inglewood,
Rose? Is it a
the
clothing
roads.
was
It
it
was a lounge. It was a lounge. What that? What was the name of that
the
lounge over
Rose
there
was
that
on the
does
west
banks?
side. Um,
No, oh, the other was yeah, that's on Madison. But what is the name of that place over there?
there
Taste.
used
Is
to
that the
be
Taste
the Taste,
over
yes.
there on the inner? That's what does grow drug
Hello?
us to the Taste. Yeah, you were Inglewood. I had to test you.
Yeah.
That's the
You're
report. All
right.
right, all right. So
Gosh.
tell it. Okay, I just want people to know
Mhm.
because they don't believe it. And I got this other question I'm gonna ask you before we go to our second break. I'm gonna make it 3 breaks to give you a
Okay.
chair because I got you crying here. They think I'm messing with you. But
Mhm.
my thing is what I see today in families that really
Mhm.
breaks me down, sister. And it just hurts my feelings because I see the destruction in our family, even in the youth. Do you know that there are things in people's households and people are going through that we would never do to our parents or our grandparents? God help our grandparents. But my mother was, well, I'll tell you about that later. But give us a
Mhm.
sense of how we grew up. And people think it was, go on, give it to us. I got Brother Lee. My brother Lee is here.
Hello.
Okay, hey, to the Urban Lounge podcast. See, you got your peoples coming. They always, oh, the number jumped up. Lord, wait a minute, Alice, we need some help here. Oh, that's the taste on. How you know about the taste over there, Sharon Reed? That
Mhm.
Sharon Reed
Easy
from
for a
Inglewood
pillow.
too.
Hey, Sharon,
Look
she
out!
knows.
Who is these people coming? Oh Lord, wait a minute, hold on. We got a whole jingling up in here. Wait now, I'm gonna take a break real quick, and but
Okay.
you hold that thought. Get your thoughts together. My special guest, along with Brother Lee, our chief commentator, and I think he's gonna know. You know, we just gonna talk a little family, little review here, and I want you to talk
Mhm.
about our friend up there that's getting ready to get locked up. We already know she's going to prison, and that crazy lady
Ooh,
up there in Dalton messing with my friends, that Cassandra woman. But we ain't gonna talk
yeah.
much about her, but I want to get some developments from you. My very special guest, my very, very, very special guest. No apologies, just me. I'm gonna leave it just like that. She's here with us. Brother Lee is here. We'll be right back. I got to pay homage to the sponsors, if you know what I mean. But I like our sponsors. They really help us out. They keep us on the air. And there's much, much to come. I got a big announcement before next week to let
Mm,
you all know generosity and what God can do if you just do the right thing by people. He'll bless you. Okay, I'm gonna leave that part there. We'll be right back after these commercial
alright.
breaks and messages. I'll be right back.
Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know. Hey, I'm not the Oz. Man, I'm just plain old DJ Big Daddy House, a.k.a. Samaje Anand, right here on WKRA 92.7 FM on the Mack Man Morning Show, making a brand new announcement. Yes, a brand new announcement for all of you out there that have non-for-profit organizations or just doing good in the hood. We have a new segment called the Community Calendar. So if you got something going on good in the hood that's going to benefit the people of this nation, man, make sure you get in touch with us, man, so we can put it out there and everybody can know about your creation. Right here at the Mack Man Morning Show, WKRA 92.7 FM.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And it's 44 past the hour of 9 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. That's Chicago time, if y'all don't know what it is, right up the middle there. Here we are on the Mack Man Morning Show. Good morning, Grand Rising. Brother Lee is here with us. And also our very special guest is here. Listen, no excuse. She ain't got none. She ain't trying to hear what y'all talking about. All that old foolishness, you know how people are. She has no apologies. It's just her. And I'm going to leave it like that. There's something more she ain't got to tell you. See, because we as broadcasters, we got to, you had Ed Sullivan. His name may have been Lenny Wolfowitz or something. And he just changed, folk got stage names. So don't be messing around. She's no apologies, just me. A friend of my show, a friend on broadcasting, one of the finest people that I do know on these YouTube streets, as they call it. See, they don't like real journalists, and then they don't like you when you're cool with it. So you ain't like me. See, I holler at folks and stuff, and get the sweating and looking crazy and stuff. My brother Lee had to calm me down sometime, and I'm so glad he's here. But I like to say this: St. Patrick's, our partners, is getting ready to open up their wonderful establishment and the grand opening. Miss Tiffany Kamar. See, you got to make friends wherever, and you got to tell the truth about people. Quit lying on folks and say, "Oh, St. Patrick's." That's why all of that built. That woman put her life and her reputation and her husband's life and reputation, business, they house. They probably had to mortgage their great grandchildren to Mars and make them work on Mars in order for them to get this. And we're going to support them. The Mack Man Morning Show is definitely going to support St. Patrick's, and they're opening real soon, coming in real soon, and they want us there, and they want us to do their grand opening broadcast. We're going to work on the business, and see, don't be hating, because like I tell you about no apologies, just me, you don't be hating. We got to celebrate each other And I wanted to just put that out there. My wonderful guest, no apologies, just me, and our chief contributor and chief commentator, Brother Lee, is here. Say good morning, Brother Lee, to our guest. I ain't through with. I want you to come in on it too, because you know all of you talking about Chicago from the west side to the south side to the north side to the east side. That's my brother Lee. He was more adventurous than I was. But say good morning. I mean, Grand Rising and all those great things to our wonderful chat. We got everybody here. Come on, Brother Lee.
Great day, everyone. I like to say
Great.
great day and new beginnings.
Yes. And we have our wonderful guest here. No apologies, just me. I think y'all gonna get along. Y'all behave yourself. I know she's been warned ahead of time, but see, I bring it straight. Brother Lee showing up bring the smoke. But I wanted to establish something real quick. Go back to the Inglewood days, and we're gonna come out of there and go a little bit south, down to the south suburbs, and see what they doing. The people don't understand, and we got a large viewership in Chicago, northern Indiana, all up there, Detroit, all up there in the Ohio, and those of our stomping grounds, the Iowa, and so forth. But right here in the Mid South, right here in the Memphis, the Mississippi, the North Mississippi area, the Arkansas, this is where our folks come from. They left and they came to the migration. And a lot of people went to the steel mills and got the good jobs, and United Steel. They could get their cars every 2 years. They can get a new car and work at Ford Motor Plant and all these other, General Motors and all. And when the economy was thriving in Chicago and for folks, and we had pride in what we do. You knew Mr. Johnson don't walk on his grass or such and so. We had respect back then. Tell us, and I think Brother Lee can come in a little bit. Tell us about life. And I'm not trying to just be nostalgic, but people don't understand. We had some sense back then, didn't
Yes, we did.
we? Or we thought we did. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Oh, I would say yes, we had a lot. I remember my aunt taught us, don't walk on the grass, don't walk on people's grass. Walk on on a sidewalk or walk to where you can walk. Also, I remember just growing up how we had to use fitted sheets, and when we go to my aunt's house, she taught us how to make a bed. You know what I'm saying? Or if you cook or you eat, what how to use a knife to cut your food. So
Wow,
it's a lot of stuff is gone. That is unfortunate.
man. It's just and then we look at the institutions that are getting ready to be just eliminated from the Department of Education. When I went to school on a Pell Grant, it paid for my whole semester, and I got it again each semester. And they had another one that they had that I had. It was like a semi-loan type of thing. But then I didn't have no problem. I ran into problem right about a year and a half of into Columbia, and I went to work and I did some other things, and I never went back. But those opportunities, like CETA program, Brother Lee can probably come in when they would send young people to work. You got skills, and you had home economics, and you knew how to go in there and cook and iron and all that. Come on, Brother Lee. Y'all, come on now. You've been down there like you ain't, like you don't know what's happening. Come on in, Brother Lee. Come on in with this. You remember
All
back
right.
then, Finger and all them. Yeah, come on, Lee. Come
Well,
on in.
back, well, I'd say in that time, things were done a little differently. Not a little differently, but whole lot different from it is now. And different in there was some good things that we did, a lot of positive things that were done then. And I'd say, parents were keeping a closer eye on the kids. And not
Mhm.
only a closer eye, we actually were active. Parents were active in what the kids were doing. They may not have had the education that the kids were getting, but they knew how important education was,
Mhm.
and that we have pulled away from that, and it this is what the result is. And I say when we first came up here from the what they call the great migration, is that there was a lot of positive things about that. They got better jobs, and they got things that they achieved, things that they didn't get before. But the thing that we did not do was, as a lot of races done that migrated from their countries and everything, we didn't send any money back.
Oh.
And you know, you see the Mexicans, they send money back. The Puerto Ricans, they send money back. You know, the Jamaicans, they send money back. And we didn't send any money back. That's why we look at the Delta and say, man, we have produced a lot of educated and wealthy people, but they didn't send any money back. They may
Mhm.
go back and visit in their nice cars and hug on mama, but they don't put any money in. And they say how deteriorating the neighborhoods and the communities and the
Mhm.
towns are. But that's because one of the reasons because the government is turned their back on us, but we have not sent any money back. And that's
That's a
the
good point,
result.
Lee. Lee, I want to say something real quick. That's a good point you made right then, Lee, that I hadn't thought about. Is how now we can talk about the Hispanics all day, but one thing they gonna do is send some money back to Mexico. Come on, can I get a witness in the chat? Y'all know they be at Fridays. They be at Walmart getting them transfers and sending them American dollars back home to help grandma and everybody else. And Lee, like you said, I'm maybe I'm jumping to conclusion, but I'm gonna let you say we forgotten about the folks down south. Come on with it.
Well, we
Where
we
we
go
come from.
back, we go back and we visit, but we don't put any money in the community that we left.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. We go
Mhm.
back,
Yeah,
but we don't put
yeah.
any money back. We don't put any banks. We don't build any banks. We got the resources to do it, you know, to put some money in the community to
Hmm.
actually not just show off in a nice car. You know, you see
Yeah.
the kids that they feel they don't have any hope. We don't stop and explain to them
Mhm.
that this is what you can do. And not just explain to them, show them the way,
Mhm.
you know, and let them know that, you know what, you're not lost. We haven't forgotten about you, but we have forgotten. We have overlooked them. We call them country, but we just as country as they are. But
Mhm.
we don't want to remember and
Yeah. Yeah.
keep our heritage in us. We say, oh, they just country, but those are the same people that work for almost nothing just to get you what you have.
Mhm.
That's
You
right.
know, and that's we have to respect our
Wow.
roots. And you know what?
Mhm.
Yes, and that's the thing. You know that we are the only these Africans from these Africans that were brought here. We are the only ones in this United States in this world that in this America that other countries they don't that have Africans that was from Africa, like the Dominican Republic, the Haiti, and the Jamaica. You know, they don't call themselves African Jamaicans. They don't call themselves African
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans. They don't call themselves African Mexicans. They don't call themselves African Canadians. They call themselves Canadians. They call themselves Jamaicans because they're ashamed of being black. They're ashamed of being from Africa. So they drop the African and keep the Jamaican. They drop the African and keep the Puerto Rican. They drop the African and keep the Cuban, you know, and they don't want to be associated with, we're the only ones say we're African American. You know, we hold on to those roots from where we came. Those other countries don't even want to be associated with.
Well,
You
I
ask
think
them,
that Lee,
you
you
asked,
bring up another good point, and I wanted to, and I want you to hold that point right there, though. But you make another point: the prejudice against each other. Now, come on, no apologies. Like I said, look at the effect that it's having on us. When I remember it was Jesse Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, running for president the first time that I heard the words. That's back in '80s, in the '80, '81, '83, '82, something like that. I don't know, but he ran twice. So right before he had ran, and he said African American, and from then on, it stuck. This label that people have put on us, Brother Lee, and to no apologies. What I wanted to know was what has happened to our unity? We used to have unity back in the day. I know, but from the '70s on down, I remember there was some sort of unity, even in the church and the community. We had
Mhm,
something that we could hold on to that we had brought
mhm,
over from the civil rights movement, like Operation Push and all these other organizations that came along. Then we had Stokely Carmichael and all these other things that we had some pride. People didn't mess with us like they getting ready to mess with us now. We didn't incarcerate our children at that rate and things like that. But give me a little insight and a little reflect on what Brother Lee has said, if you can bounce back on it for us, sister.
I think that was a profound statement that he made. When I think about I didn't grow up in the South. My grandfather come from the South, but as they gotten older or passed away, we have like a disconnection from family. We don't go down south anymore. I wouldn't even know a relative in the South. And I think which is frustrating is that no one even talks about like a lot of crimes that we hear, and it's just stuff that we hear on the media, right? Why is it so many that African Americans are being portrayed the way they are? See, because the young people really don't even have a connection from what our mothers or our grandparents have gone through. So it's like everything is given. So I can respect the past and the history, but we don't have any more in double if there's an NAACP, you don't hear it in the community. I remember Harold Washington
Oh
when they
yeah,
said everybody loved him, and
yeah,
he brought he may not brought everyone together, but he brought the African American peoples together or the blacks together. So we don't
yeah.
have that. So everybody's just going wild right now. When are we gonna get back to basic so we can do progression again?
That's true. Brother Lee, come on. Is there anything more with that part that you'd like to interject?
Well, I like to say this about the double
In
NAACP. I like to.
NAACP.
Okay, I'll say this, and the thing about that, I mean, they do good work. They haven't done anything. They don't take the lead as they did before. We don't go to them. We used to go to them when we were in trouble, when we were arrested, when we were being hung, and we were being
Mhm,
unalived, and we don't go to them because we thought that that was their only purpose. The thing about them is they need to evolve, so to speak. They have to change. They have to get better. And think about this, and start with the name itself, the National Advancement of Color People. And
Yeah,
see,
that's a heck of a name.
and see, change that. They gotta do something with that name. That name alone tells you that they're behind the times. And
mhm,
it's an oxymoron because they said advancement, but then you're using something that was from the past. It's an
mhm,
oxymoron it in itself. It would be a joke if it wasn't funny. It's not funny, but you look at that and you think about it, the national advancement of colored people. But yeah, you say you for the future, but you're still in the past,
mhm,
and so we have to start there, and we have to stop following, and we're gonna have to lead. And I understand about the beauty and everything, and we think beautiful is long locks and everything, but tell you the truth, it's not us,
mhm,
because we're trying to follow. And if somebody can tell me I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong, that we're following, because that don't look like us. So it looks like someone else. So we're following it, and we can come up with reasons why we do it. But see, I can do what I want. Well, yeah, we're different. We can't operate like them because we're not them. And we should understand that being them hasn't gotten us anywhere. Copying them hasn't gotten us anywhere. And we're using their solutions to solve our problems. And then we're scratching our heads figuring out why is it not working, because their solutions wasn't meant for us, and those laws wasn't meant for us. That's why they don't work for us. That's why when every time we stopped and we harassed and we go to the bank and try to get a loan, all those things were not meant for us. That's why they don't work for us. We keep having to go to court to get the smallest things pushed through because those laws are not written for us. And that's why the government stands in our way. Because they're
True.
frustrated trying to tell us, look, these are not your laws. These are not meant for you. You're an animal. You're an animal. You're separate from us. That's how they see us. And if we don't have
Well,
respect for ourselves, I'm just saying,
yeah,
we have to recognize that we have to come back together, not come together, come back
come back.
together.
Mhm.
Together.
Let's do this before and hold your thought right there. We're going to do our last break. And I want you to, no apologies, just stick around. If you could stay with us for a couple of more minutes, we almost through. And we have our wonderful guests. Thank everybody that's in the chat, that's watching. Those of y'all that's in the bushes. Ooh, the bushes is shaking so bad. It looked like a tornado or something that swept through or something. So y'all be careful out there. We just say hello to everybody. We're going to just do this quick break. We'll be right back with our guests. We got a little bit more to talk about. And the inevitable, I got to talk about this here. Y'all know I got to talk about what happened last night at that craziness that we saw. Y'all stick around. I got Brother Lee, and no apologies. It's just her. We're here, and that's my wonderful special guest that's here. We'll be right back after these messages, y'all. I'll be right back. Promise.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538.
Back on the Magman Morning Show. Listen, I am so happy to have, man, it is very, thank you all for coming over and sharing with us. I know who brought the crew. See, she's showing up from Inglewood, because you don't go nowhere without your posse, your crew. You going the ones, y'all better, Mama would say, y'all left together, y'all better come back together. There ain't no such thing as leaving nobody get left behind. And this morning, I am pleased to see that my sister's not a selfish person, even sharing our broadcast on her platform. Let me say this, and y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. When you treat people right and your heart, I'm not saying nobody's perfect, don't get me wrong, but when you connect with people that are doing the same thing with you, and you're not jealous hearted, you're not envious of what they're doing, you're not trying to tear that person down, all that old meanness and ugliness, but you can collaborate together and really have decent, open honest conversation like we're having today on the Magman Morning Show, and with no apologies, just me. We got I got to shout out to her now because she's here, and it's a wonderful thing to have. Brother Lee is here also with us. Let me now. I want to shift gears, and I put brother Yellow Pain on there for a reason because we're gonna talk about this crazy person, and you know who I'm getting ready to say. That crazy lady over in Dalton. Let me say this, y'all. I'm praying for her. The election gonna be won. Jason House is going, and that other lady, I don't know where they got her from, but I saw something that was real disturbing. Um, no apologies on yesterday, and I'm not, uh, I don't have a video of it, but then I saw her reaction, her facial expression, the way she moved was, I'm humiliated. I know y'all not gonna do nothing, and we're not gonna get rid of Keith Price in these last months or so. Because they were gonna fire him last night. He was getting ready to get fired, and there was another maneuver that was done. They said that the trustee Carmen, I mean not Carmen, Stephanie Wiedemann could not come on remotely, but yet they had the lawyer on it. Come on, give us just a little recap of what you. I know you saw it. You saw it. Go ahead. I want you to bring it in. We got to because this is the elephant in the room. I want you to talk about it.
Well, first of all, they were upstairs, and I was downstairs, like where the fight happened at. So I wasn't in the
Oh, you was in the
actual.
overflow yesterday. You was in the overflow
Mhm.
last
Yes.
night. Go ahead. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Right. When I saw that Kamal was up in that room, I said, "No, I don't want to go up there." I'm just saying, I don't know why he's there. Um, it was weird. First of all, the mics didn't work downstairs. And the only way we could hear, because we had to watch somebody's YouTube to watch it. But other than that, we couldn't hear downstairs what was going on. But we hear bits and pieces and it went out. I don't know if it was by design or what, but I did
I
hear
think
that
she
Steph.
did that. She did that on purpose because she knew y'all was down there watching it and everything. Go ahead.
Right. And it was like 25 people or so downstairs. So they really should have had it downstairs because there were more people down there. But I digress. Um, so I'm just, yes. And so what was interesting was, so she was upset because uh well, Stephanie Wiedemann was out of town or she had a childcare issue. She wanted to call in and be on the phone or do a Zoom or what have is a call in. Tiffany said no. Tiffany's like, no, you gotta be here for this. And but the crazy part about it was everybody was looking like their attorney is on Zoom. So
She's on
what
Zoom. Yeah, yeah, that tripped me out.
like how she could be on Zoom, but Stephanie can't be on the phone. See, because this is what they said. This happened to me too. This is not the first time they try to do something like this, where they try to do a Zoom or call in. She said when they go
Hmm.
to closed session, they need to be in. Everybody needs to be in the room in closed session, or it's not a closed session. And the attorney did not show up because she's scared to come to Thornton Township. She's not coming back there.
Wait, then she was on TV and she ruled in their favor. Then the motion came up. Now,
Yes.
wait a minute. Now let's go back to the original parts of arithmetic, as my folks would say over on the South Side. That's where I'm from, and West Side too. Born on West Side, and raised
Oh.
on South Side. They say arithmetic. Now they say now two beats one, right? In a vote,
Yes.
right? Now, if you had a quorum with the folks that was at the table, there's three of them. She's the presider, but she gets a vote. She was outvoted. The clerk doesn't get a vote in a quorum. She doesn't get that vote. How did that messed me up because they had a quorum there. You didn't allow Ms. Wiedemann there, but you got two other trustees and yourself. So it got to be an official meeting or a quorum. Why are you putting the motion on the floor? That's just little technical stuff. But that's what messed me up, though. That messed me up.
Well, from understanding, the clerk can vote. Uh, I don't know if it's like she
It was a
can
tie. It
vote.
wasn't a tie. It couldn't have
Right,
been a
with the
tie
time.
with that. It couldn't have been a tie.
Mhm.
So it would, you see, it was just some funny business going on there. And how short it was, I mean, you were there. I mean, what was the reaction of the people in the overflow with you?
They were it's like they were like, "Oh well," and it was like, "What was the point of us coming?" They was kind of I don't want to say disappointed, but it seemed like they weren't surprised.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
they weren't surprised, which is interesting. I was like, "Oh, okay, we just got up and left." And it
Wow.
was funny is CL Smooth. I know he's in the chat. Um,
Yeah,
he
there he is.
he
Yeah.
actually
Go ahead.
he actually came in. He came to the meeting also last night. But
Is
when
that
it was
right?
time to leave, I didn't know, but CL Smooth, he parked because he said it was nowhere else to park, so he parked right by Tiffany's car. By the time it was less than 5
Well, that's
minutes or
okay.
so,
That's
she was
okay.
gone. When he said he
Wow.
got to his car, she was gone. She was gone. Normally, they linger around. Now, like I
Yeah.
said, because of the whole squad or the goon squad, whatever they call
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
got in that car and left.
Okay, let
So
me
he's
ask you this
downstairs.
question.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this question. Did William Moore come in there looking like a pimp player with all that? Was that him
Oh,
in the suit? Who was that?
no, no,
Wasn't
no.
him.
Somebody explained to
Who
me
was that?
last night that was
Yeah.
a Gerald. He was an alderman of the Fifth Ward in Chicago.
Okay. Okay. I don't know who that is. He was. Oh, that. What was he doing there? I wonder.
Maybe he was coming to
Supporting
support her. Like I
Lord.
like I told
The
people.
fifth ward. That's where I don't know who that is. If
Yeah.
somebody can do the research, pull that. Who's that fifth ward alderman in the city of Chicago? If anybody knows it, put it in the chat so I'll know so we don't say the wrong thing. But this way, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I wanna
Hmm.
say is from what I understand, just from talking to different people, and especially men. Now
Hmm.
there's certain men, but there's a lot of people who do really support her. And I think
Hmm.
there's a lot of men who actually support her also. So,
Why you think that? Why?
I have
Okay,
no
I ain't
clue.
mean to laugh like that. Now you come on that, but I don't know. I mean, because I don't know. I don't know. Something ain't right somewhere with that. Because if you look at, if you look at, okay, I didn't see William Moore in them. I didn't see Michael Smith. I didn't see him. Did y'all see him?
No,
Them the other henchmen. But
no.
Kamal was there to drive the car. And did you see who's this guy? There was an interview. This white fella. He had all. I just seen his stuff on
Oh, Tommy G.
another platform. Yeah, okay. Now you know where I'm going. Now, Tommy G, how did he get that kind of access? I know you know these people. See, how did he
Well,
get that kind of access?
Tommy G had did a interview with her before all this. Uh,
Uh huh.
so he did a video on her. But, Tommy G got like 1,000,000 people, uh,
Wow, do it.
subscribers. So she
Okay.
probably thought
Ain't that
that
something? They support him, and then she gave. I ain't knocking nobody now, but she won't give the black content creator none. I mean, or reporters. She's refused me many times. I've sent official
oh,
notification to the city for an interview, and how do I go through your press? And she totally ignored me. Now I've interviewed many of the trustees, Ms.
mhm,
Wiedemann, especially Kiana Belcher. Ms. Norwood and them are coming soon, and Jason House, people like
mhm,
that. I got involved through Sherry Hatcher. Sherry Hatchett, and she introduced me to Dr. Nikita and some other people, and some
mhm,
Carl Wilson, hey y'all, and all of them, Miss Price, Dan Lee, all these people that are
mhm.
a part of this scenario. It's not a soap opera, but these are the lead characters in bringing back what was a great community. Tell us about how you feel about Dalton, and how did and about the South suburbs and everything. That it ain't always corruption and woo-doo-doo. I know it's some bad places, but how do you feel about the South suburbs? Your honest opinion. You smiling. I know it's the reason.
But first of all,
Go ahead.
there's
Uh-huh.
big time corruption in the South
Okay.
suburbs, and it's been
Okay.
going
Come
on
on
for
with it.
years. And because of the power of the internet, that's the only reason why corruption has been exposed. If it wasn't the internet, the YouTubers, it would never. This would continue to go on. When we
Mm,
moved out here, my mother had bought a house. She was a school teacher, and she wanted to
mm,
be closer to work, but she didn't want to be. Uh, in that neighborhood in Robbins, Illinois. So
Okay.
we moved to Harvey, the next town next to Dalton. Now, as
Yeah.
growing up, I'll never forget going through Riverdale and Dalton. We used to go to the skating rink, and we
In
used to it
Markham,
was a
you used to go
in
to
Markham.
Markham.
Yes. Yes.
What you know
And
about the Markham skating ring? You don't know about
hey, listen, Mr. Miller,
it.
he was the
Okay.
mayor of Markham. He used to own it.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Oh, you
so
know there.
yes, I
Go ahead.
do. And so we would it was a treat to come to the South Suburb. And I grew up in Inglewood. Inglewood's like the hood.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was a hood, but it was a
Roseland,
hood.
Roseland, and
Yes.
Inglewood. I cover Roseland, Mount Greenwood, all the low end
Yes.
they call it. I guess.
And low
Argyle
end.
Gardens, Roseland, and all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And coming out this way, I remember as a kid, a young person, I used to see signs in the window that said, "We will not move." At some point, they moved, and then the community started to change. But in in hindsight, what I really kinda interested me I can't say that. What I find very important is how a lot of people from the west side has now moved to the south side, the south suburbs. I'm not sure
Mm,
why, but
mm.
interesting.
Wow.
There's but it Harvey is ran down, but Dalton is not as what is being portrayed as to Dalton as being like this terrible, poor, poverty area. That's not Dalton. That's not
Right. That's what I don't
Dalton's
remember it
problem.
as.
No, and it's not. Again, the communities are changing, but Dalton, they have their own set of issues, but it's not because of they have all these abandoned houses. That's not their problem.
Yeah.
It's really still nice. And and then it goes towards South Holland. It's still nice. But you still got
Wow.
pockets of Harvey that they try to, use throw that in the mix to make the rest of the suburbs look bad. But it's not true.
Okay. Let me ask you this final question because we're getting ready to wrap up.
Okay.
We have enough time. One, I hope you will come back and be with us. We got a lot of coverage to do, especially because this upcoming election. I got a prediction, but I ain't gonna put you in that core. I'm going for. I believe Jason House is going. He's going to take care of this. Him in
Definitely.
2025. But it's just so much going on. But then again, what should we be looking out for? You got your sources, I got mine. What do you think we should be looking out for in the coming days up there after the election? Well, she's out of it, I think. I mean, she's out the box. She's not, I mean, and I think that they're moving in. What do you think about that?
I think she's definitely out the box. I heard that she's trying to run for or get on the school board. Somebody will have to elect her, get on them boards, right? Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna see if she leaves peacefully. That's the question.
Uh,
Will she leave
Well,
peacefully?
that's yet to be done. I mean, listen. I want to thank you for coming in and being with us today, my dear friend. No apologies, just me. You catch her on her. I'm going to be putting everything about you in the chat. That's our new affiliate. And if I need to know something. If it's not the super producer dog on it, you're right there, and you're here. Thank you for coming. I was surprised to
Thank
see you
you.
this morning. Thank you very much, and to all her crew. Y'all have made that chat jump, and Alice and them is looking like where these people come. I appreciate everybody that came along. Sister, you got a friend over here, and blessings to you. You enjoy your day, and may you just be prosperous. To everybody that's listening, this is the Mac Man Morning Show. We get ready to go off the air. Brother Lee, we'll be back. We got a little bit more that we're going to be doing in the coming weeks, and I want to say that, hey, love somebody. It ain't gonna hurt you to love nobody. Just be good to somebody. And we'll see you on the Magman Morning Show.
It's a man, morning show. It's a man, morning show. It's a man, right.